Was the slap real or staged? The truth behind Hollywood's most shocking Oscars moment. One moment, Chris Rock was cracking jokes. The next, Will Smith was storming the stage and delivering a slap that echoed through Hollywood. Was it real? A stunt? A moment of raw emotion? In an instant, the Oscars went from Hollywood's biggest night to an unscripted, unpredictable spectacle no one saw coming. The audience gasped. Celebrities froze. Social media exploded. But the biggest question still remains. Was it real or was it staged? The moment that shocked the world. It all started when Chris Rock, a veteran comedian known for his sharp tongue, took the stage to present the award for Best Documentary. As expected, he cracked a few jokes about the A-list stars in the room. But when he turned his attention to Jada Pinkett Smith, things took a turn no one expected. "Jada, love ya. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it," he said, referencing Jada's shaved head, a look she's been sporting due to alopecia, a medical condition that causes hair loss. At first, Will Smith laughed. But then, the camera caught Jada's reaction. An eye roll, a look of clear irritation. Within seconds, Will Smith was on his feet, walking onto the stage. And before anyone could process what was happening, smack. The sound rang through the Dolby Theater. Chris Rock staggered but kept his footing. "Wow, Will Smith just smacked the S***T out of me," he said, half laughing, clearly trying to process the situation himself. Then came the part that erased all doubt. Will stormed back to his seat, face tense with rage, and shouted for the world to hear. "Keep my wife's name out of your f***ing mouth." Silence. Not a breath in the audience. Chris tried to keep things light. "It was a G.I. Jane joke, man." But Will wasn't laughing anymore. He repeated, even louder this time, "Keep my wife's name out of your f***ing mouth." At this point, the cameras cut the audio in the U.S., but international broadcasts aired everything and censored. The energy in the room shifted. This wasn't a scripted bit. This wasn't a joke. This was raw, unfiltered, and completely off the rails. Instant chaos, Hollywood in shock. Within seconds, social media erupted. Clips of the moment were uploaded, dissected, slowed down, replayed from every angle. Theories flooded in. Was this real? A publicity stunt to boost Oscar ratings? Was Will genuinely upset? Or was this a carefully orchestrated move? Even celebrities in the room didn't know how to react. Nicole Kidman's jaw dropped. Lupita Nyong'o, sitting just behind Will, looked stunned. Andrew Garfield was caught texting, probably asking the same thing we all were. Did that really just happen? And then the Oscars went to a commercial break. During those few chaotic minutes, Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry were seen rushing to Will's side, speaking to him, calming him down. According to reports, Denzel pulled Will aside and told him, "At your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you." Meanwhile, Chris Rock stayed on stage, trying to regroup and continue the show. He didn't touch his face, didn't react with anger, didn't retaliate. Only standing there, shocked like the rest of the world. Staged or genuine? Breaking down theories. Now, let's get to the real debate. Was this all real, or was it staged? Why people think it was staged? The Oscars were struggling with low ratings. Could this have been an attempt to go viral? If so, it worked. The moment dominated headlines for weeks. Chris Rock barely flinched. Some believe the slap looked too clean, like something straight out of a movie stunt. Will Smith laughed at the joke at first. Did he suddenly decide to act outraged for dramatic effect? But here's the counter-argument. Why it was definitely real. The uncut audio. Will Smith wasn't cracking a smile when he screamed at Chris. He looked furious. That kind of rage doesn't come from a scripted moment. Chris Rock's reaction. He was visibly shaken, stumbling over his words. If it was a setup, wouldn't he have played along more smoothly? The Academy's response. In the aftermath, the Academy condemned Will's actions, launched an investigation, and eventually banned him from the Oscars for 10 years. At this point, it's safe to say, this was no Hollywood stunt. This was real. Will Smith's acceptance speech, Damage Control? Just minutes later, Will Smith won Best Actor for his role in King Richard. When he returned to the stage, this time, to accept his award, he was emotional, holding back tears. He apologized, but notably, not to Chris Rock. Instead, he apologized to the Academy and his fellow nominees. "Love will make you do crazy things," he said, as the audience awkwardly cheered. But was this an excuse for his actions? A way to shift the narrative? The aftermath, what happens now? The fallout was immediate. The Academy was reportedly furious. Will resign from the Academy before they could take further action. His projects were put on hold. And the biggest consequence? He was banned from the Oscars for a decade. Chris Rock, on the other hand, stayed silent for months, until finally, in his Netflix special Selective Outrage, he addressed it head-on saying, "Will Smith practices selective outrage. Everybody knows I had nothing to do with that ***T. As for Will, he later issued a public apology video, calling his actions unacceptable and saying he was deeply remorseful. But for many, the damage was done. Final question, what do you think? So, now that we've broken it all down, the moment, the reactions, the theories, what do you think? Was this just a moment of emotional outburst? Or was there something deeper going on with Will Smith? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's most shocking moments. And with that, we'll see you next time.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.